Ever heard of Darren Aronofsky? You know, that one guy who looks like your typical director with the little hat and scarf and wears Harry Potter glasses?
You're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah, that dude. This man is responsible for everyone's worst nightmares. He makes some of the weirdest and most disturbing films in the industry. What's interesting about his films, however, is that they aren't your typical horror movies. There are no psychopaths coming after you with a knife or blood pouring out of an elevator. His films are more so categorized under psychological horror, meaning he likes to play with your mind. His movies are like an acid trip. You think one thing's happening, and then boom, surprise, it's something completely different. Let's take Black Swan, for example. Warning, spoilers ahead. In this film, we have Nina, a ballerina whose passion for dance basically destroys her life. When it comes to choosing roles for the production of Swan Lake, the artistic director chooses her to play the lead, as she is the most hardworking out of the group.
Come on! The foot here like a spider spinning a web. Attack it! Attack it! Come on!
But soon after she gets chosen, a new rival appears who goes by the name of Lily. She is a new ballerina at the studio whose edgy and outgoing nature makes her the perfect role for the Black Swan, opposite to Nina, who can only play the White Swan. Throughout the course of the movie, Nina comes to hate Lily, even more so when she tries to take her spot as the prima ballerina after she shows up late on the day of the performance. After a heated discussion in the dressing room, Nina kills Lily by stabbing her to death with a shard of glass. At this point, you're probably doing several mental WTFs, but turns out she's actually not dead, and the whole thing was in Nina's head. The ending is also really confusing, and after Nina finishes the performance and does a final jump onto the mattress behind the stage, she supposedly bleeds out. But is she actually dead, or was this also just in her head? Ugh, Aronofsky's movies are more confusing than my last math test. Not only does Aronofsky deceive you and play with your mind, but he also hurts you emotionally. His films are like that one boyfriend who cheated on you and dumped you the very next day. He likes to put you in the minds of the characters in his films, and that's what makes it even more scary when they encounter problems. How does he do that, you ask? Well, it's complicated, but I would say a lot of it is through the way he films his shots. There are a lot of first-person perspectives that make it seem like you are the character in the movie. There are also shots that make it seem like you're the ghost following the main character around. One of my personal favorites that he does is a shot where he attaches the camera to the person and makes them walk around, giving it that realistic bounce, which can be nauseating for some people, but I like it. I also think the themes of his movies aren't that far-fetched, which is what also makes them terrifying. One theme in particular I would say that I see across most of his films is the theme of self-destruction. Like Nina in Black Swan, most of his characters encounter some kind of dilemma that results in them flying too close to the sun, per se, which leads them to their downfall. Self-destruction as a theme in itself is very intense, just because it's something that is common in most people, although most times it's in the most minimalist form. Ever judge yourself for doing something wrong, or looked in the mirror and didn't like what you saw? Well, that's self-hatred, which is closely related and can also oftentimes lead to self-destruction. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I think that Darren Aronofsky is the mastermind of psychological horror films. Self-destruction, deceptive lies, emotionally heart-wrenching scenes, Aronofsky's got it all. He's a director I really look up to, and he's really inspired me in my own work, so if you haven't, go and watch some of his movies because they're really great. That wraps up this video. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.